What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle, and today we're talking about FUT Champs, 100,000 coins. What happened? What went down? Keys to success. The players in the starting 11. If you want more of this, drop a like right here. I may have came across, as you can see here, FIFA World Cup, the jacket. If you'd like that as a giveaway, just drop a like, say something in the comments. We're going to talk about overpowered players. I consider myself an overpowered guru. I want to know who you think are the best cheap pickups, the best value grabs. Off the market you go. We can have that discussion. We can give you a peek at the squad. Here you go. We're running up 4-3-3. We're actually going to be in the 4-4-2. You can see the record. Spoiler, 25-4. All games were live streamed. Twitch.tv/Mike LaBelle. Ooh, wait a minute. You see the attire? What? Box looking good. Custom tactics. Pressure on heavy touch with normal depth. Normal. We don't park the bus. We play aggressive. Players get into the box. 4-4-2. Formation and the squad. Dembele, Lucas Moura. That's how we started up front. Felipe Anderson, Charleston, who I had trouble finding a position for. Midfield, Sissoko, Jong. Oh, that's a partnership. Remember, this entire team cost me 100,000 coins, and you could easily go well under that now. I know the market is starting to... It's coming down. There you have it, Felipe Anderson, a Brazilian. I'm going to call him a mini maestro, and he's a bit of a specialist. He played as a left midfielder for yours truly the majority of the weekend. Never used him up front. I wouldn't put him as any of those center mid roles. I did not change formations at any point throughout this weekend league. So I always played in a 4-4-2, win, draw, losing. All I did is make tactical shifts, never a formation adjustment. So when I say tactical, I'm saying I was either more aggressive, somewhere in between, a bit more balanced. I never really play passively. If you watch the games, and you already know that, I'm chasing you down the entire game. And I wanted to make a video like this because people always say the only reason that professional players or competitive players or people that are good at FIFA get the results is because of their team. And that's not necessarily the case. Anyone that is watching this video can remake and replicate this team. Let me know how many wins you get over the weekend league if you go with the cheap route, especially coming into team of the season mode. I've said this before, but I do want to reiterate how gifted Felipe Anderson is in tight spaces, 1-2s on the edge of the box or inside the box. If you need a magical moment, and we had quite a few throughout the weekend where everybody in the chat erupted, whether it was a skill move session or just small details within the space. I know 420 just passed, but Felipe Anderson had some loud goals, and I don't smoke. I know you guys are going to say, well, Mike, you've been smoking. You look like you're high. Your eyes look red. I just look like this. Felipe Anderson went for 7 goals, loud ones, 6 assists, and he often was subbed out around the 50th to the 70th minute. So worth mentioning. Charleston, as an Everton supporter, I think the chat got me on this one. Do not trust the Yelp review. Maybe a 2.5 out of 5. He doesn't turn well enough to be a striker, even though he can finish. I will say, if you give him an opportunity, he'll know what to do with it. He has the 5-star weak foot, but he's also not even fast enough or dynamic enough to be a winger. So I'm in this situation where I've got a tweener, and he doesn't end up being that valuable. And I want to say I bought him for 25 or 30,000 coins. When you're building a discount squad, those coins are so important. This needs to be one of my premium goods, and he just wasn't. Ousmane Dembele. I was reminded of his greatness. This is a demigod in FIFA 20. If you didn't know, 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. Dembele himself doesn't even know if he's right-footed or left-footed. Even if he's injured in real life, he's definitely not injured in FIFA. I was reminded time and time again exactly how special Dembele is in this year's installment. Yes, he has the skills, but it's the touches. It's some of the goals that you're able to create, the angles that you open up for, the fact that he could do it with both feet. Every other match, I felt surprised by what he was actually able to achieve. The cleanness and the crisp touches and the reliability. You can't believe he's an 84 overall. You can't believe that he's going to cost you under 10,000 coins. 30 games, actually 29 games, and he had 28 goals and 10 assists. Want to talk about efficiency? What? Lucas Moura. Tottenham fans will like this. Still got all that Brazilian charisma. Boy, is this man a burner and a true combo player. whether you needed a winger or a striker. And that's similar to Dembele. Both of those slots or those positions, not only are these guys capable, they go above and beyond. And that versatility is more important when you're dealing with playing on a budget, not having access to everyone you could ask for, not having a big club. You need to have a few guys that are utility players, whether that's in the attack, it's in the midfield, even on the defensive side, in case you are changing tactics, you are changing formations. Players are getting tired, therefore you have to sub certain guys out, which means you might have to rotate some of your starters to different positions where you do not have a fall off. Throw a dead eye for a chemistry style on Lucas, same with Dembele. They're finishing, it's unbelievable. And I believe Lucas Moura's most valuable assets or traits is more of his just attacking instincts going forward. And it doesn't matter where you play him, he finds pockets of space and he knows what to do with it. I would actually consider him my creator throughout the entire squad. If you're looking at the starting 11, Lucas Moura had the most assists and he just made the plays work. He did a good job of finding runs and making those runs without me necessarily triggering those runs, which is such a gift. I'm looking at it. 14 goals, 17 assists. Stats don't lie. Woo! Sissoko. Where do I start? Did he score a bunch of goals? No. Did he get a bunch of assists? No. Did he have tons of value on my squad? Yes. It's unexplainable what he's able to accomplish on the pitch. Statistically, it's really never made sense with Sissoko. His output has always been much greater than the stats that you see on the FUT item. He's just the perfect combination player to another midfield maestro, or if you had a more attacking or balanced midfielder next to him, whether you're playing a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, the way that he sits on top of the back line, the discipline that he shows. He follows directions so well. He listens. The epitome of being obedient. Dear women, Sissoko not only listens, he cares. He plays his role. He's going to be able to protect you. And he makes 7 figures a year. Frankie de Jong. And even at 85 overall, many similar characteristics to his team of the year version. He's just so complete with his speed and balance in the midfield. Offensively, defensively, has the 4-star skills, and he can win a bunch of matchups. Even if you're going up against higher rated players, if you're dealing with someone who's chasing back with the midfield, this guy is a technical dribbler. He can still turn very quickly. It's rare to have midfielders like this. You do have a sense of creativity if you're good with the L1 dribbling. If the connection is clean, it allows you to be a little more precise with some of those splitting passes. I can't stress the importance of center midfielders in FIFA 20 for your offensive execution, at least to get your attack started. Throughout my weekend league, I was able to have 12 goals and 9 helpers with Frankie de Jong, which is impressive. And you do notice that his finishing is not going to really stand out, but it's better than a 64. I would say somewhere between a 72 to 75 prior to adding a chemistry style. The most overpowered player in FIFA 20, Ferland Mendy. I don't know if you could tell me different. I'm welcoming conversations, debates, back and forth. I can use this version of Mendy in my best team right now, and I would be perfectly fine. He wins the matchups, 50-50s, 5-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves, good size, never gets tired, easy to link in. He's got the French links, he's in La Liga. There's really no negatives. He's not a better 80 overall player in the game. Millett, been overpowered from the start of the game. He was what I expected him to be. There's no bells and whistles. Millett is who Millett is. I wish he was a little bit bigger. He doesn't have one of those frames or builds that makes you think this guy is going to be able to push everybody around on the pitch, or that he's going to be a magnet when he's overtaking possession or covering up passing lanes. But he never gets tired. He's going to be great in late game situations, or if you go to extra time, which did happen a few times for me this weekend. Millett's reliable. He keeps chasing back. His recovery game is A1. Well, it's been a while since I've used Longleg, and I was pleasantly surprised. I believed for this year's title to have moved forward past Longleg being an asset. He's an 85 overall and cost me a little more out of pocket, so I was even more of a skeptic. Maybe my initial expectation of what I needed to get from Longleg. Unlike Millett, even though they're the same height, Longleg gives you more of that presence on the back line. When I go in for a tackle, I'm getting stuck in. I'm either getting the ball or I'm going to take you out. Both are okay with me, so at least if it's outside the box. I want to stop your run of play. He's good with interceptions. He's active, resilient, hardworking. Insert a superlative here. I also noticed Longleg took care of business more often than not versus the premium attackers. Tomatoe, been certified since the release. Pick a version. It doesn't really matter if you go with his 82, 84, 87, whatever you can afford. All of them are good to go. He's very underrated going forward. Not only the skill moves, but his just movement feels more so like a winger as opposed to being a fullback. And defensively, relentless. Another one of these guys that is never fatigued. I've always hated going up against Tomatoe, even his 82 overall, because I know what he's about. Last but not least, Arriola. Best goalkeeper, maybe in the overpowered category, at least at this price point. Is he going to be at the top tier level? No, we're not going to compare Arriola to De Gea, to Neuer, Van der Sar, Ter Stegen, and some of these upper echelon goalkeepers that are on their own tier. He's not in that category, but he might be in a secondary tier, which is really impressive for an 82 overall. Did I lose games because of Arriola? No, he didn't cost me matches, and that's all you can ask for when you're looking at goalkeepers. Make the saves you're supposed to make, and then a few bonus saves as well, and we're happy. Recap and a reminder, these are the stats, and we're going to talk about what exactly went down. We finished 25-4. I think we could have had a 27 or even a 28. Two of my losses, if you're looking in game number 13, I lost 2-1, but I rocked this dude top to bottom. I made triple the amount of chances, just one of those games. And then towards the end, right here, 1-0, extra time. One of those players that just kills the game from the very beginning. The point I'm making, I think I could have had Elite 1. Even though Elite 2 I was pretty happy with, considering the team. Standout performers, Ousmane Dembele, 28 goals, 10 assists. Lucas Moura, 14 and 17. De Jong, 12 and 9. And then Darwin and Makis. What? I used him in a weekend league prior as a super sub, and I didn't like him. I had a lot of trouble with his movement. I felt that he's kind of clunky. That was not the case for this weekend. He was the super sub of dreams. Felipe Anderson with the 7 and 6 for Charleston. We talked about being disappointed there. You're going to see 3 loan players. I gave them some minutes off the bench in a few matches since I had them left over. I felt that was fair game considering that everybody has access to loan players. FUT Champ stats, 93 goals, 33 conceded. Pretty decent. Corners, we weren't converting. 9 clean sheets and 13 rage quits. If you lovely gents have enjoyed the content, make sure to drop some appreciation on the video. I'll talk to you in the comments. If you're new, it's free to subscribe, and I have a lot more content come for you ASAP. On screen should be something for you to click on to continue this YouTube journey.